Hey, everybody, welcome back. I'm going to do a trade review. It has been a very slow but wonderfully profitable week. I kind of want to talk about that for a minute before we actually get into some trade reviews. But just a little quick heads up, if you are not a member of my free stock Twitch room, I'm closing in on 5,000 right now subscribers. Interesting. That's interesting. Closing in on 5,000 subscribers right now. There we go. And growing very, very quickly. And I want to say thank you very much to each and every one of you for giving me your support. And I really appreciate how you're keeping the room very clean, very to the point, just talking about trades. Um, so if you're not a member here, go ahead and join. But let's just go through quickly. I want to walk through some of the trades that I have been taking the last couple of days, and we'll start with the ones today because they're the nice and cleanest. And if you go and see here, I was talking about WW Weight Watchers. I can remember back when Weight Watchers was, um, skyrocketing after Oprah bought it. And, I don't know if you've ever been to a Weight Watchers, but it definitely is not what they tell you it should be. Okay. Now I don't remember the exact trades, but I'll try to walk through it. Early in the room today, like I want to point something out. If you haven't seen my video that tells you how to use my room, please go and watch this video. It's really important that you do. It's called Much Watch for Day Traders. I posted on November 3rd, 2019. And what I basically say is that all live chat rooms are just crap. Okay, you really can't follow any trader in a chat room, and you really don't want to do that anyways. You want to use the only way that a chat room like my floor trader room is useful is if you look at what I'm talking about and go and reverse it, go and use it as kind of like a stepping stone to go back and review what I did, not to follow me, okay? Because if you try to follow me, it's never going to work. And you don't, not just me, you'll never follow anybody. But the best way you get any use from any chat room is you go and you reverse engineer what that trader was talking about and make sure it's all time stamped and it's right there. So um, basically, I was talking about WW. I had actually taken the trade, and I said that I had gotten breaking even on it, but later on I showed my entries and my exit. So let's just go and review those entries and exit on it. So here's the trade right here, and then we'll talk about it. So those were my entries. I got short here. I took some profits off. I got short again. It backed up against me, and I actually left my stop above the high. But I said in the room I got stopped out, break even. You know, again, I'm typing as fast as I can. I have three trading platforms that I trade with. I trade with Trade Zero, I trade with Thinkorswim, and I trade with my prop firm. So I have different platforms that are open that I'm busy getting three trades in and trying to type in this room. It's just not possible. So I will sometimes shortcut things, and I'll just say, to be safe, I'll just say, get your stop to break even or whatever. But anyways, I took profit on that right there. I got back into it at 32.20. Now this one I called out perfectly, and I ended up taking profit here and taking profit there. So it was a good profitable day on Weight Watchers. Now, a little bit later on the day. Let's actually go and look at the charts that I was looking at when I was actually taking Weight Watchers. And this is where you guys will really get the gold, is kind of reverse engineering. What was Steve looking at? What was he doing? And if you haven't watched that must watch for day traders, where I give you a simplified version of how I teach in my coaching. It's a very, very simplified version. I was telling you, look for this type of shape on a VWAP with 2 standard deviations. And this was my first entry. We got outside. Was that my first entry? I can't remember. No, this is my entry right here. We got outside of the 2 standard deviations. We came back in, we tested, we went down, and this is where I got into the trade, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But that was, let me just go and look at this picture here again. The older you get, guys, the worse your memory gets, trust me. Okay, no, so it was the first thrust up, and then I re-entered when we picked up that liquidity. Okay, so I got in short here. Now, why did I get in short here? Well, we were outside of 2 standard deviations. It was clearly sellers were in control of this market, and we had an overvalued situation on my custom indicator. And then once we got back underneath this 2 standard deviation bar, that was kind of my trigger to get short on the trade. Now, it went down. I said I got stopped out, but I really didn't. I was using this 2 standard deviation line as some resistance, and then it ended up working, and that's where I took my profit. Now, the second trade on it was much cleaner. And the second trade, when we came back up here, I got into an overvalued condition, and I wanted to really just hold on to that right there and wait until it touch of that 2 standard deviation line. And you can see that it was pretty flat at that point in time. We did have a slight curve on the VWAP, but it was again, if you didn't watch that must watch video, go and watch that video. You'll understand why that was a good trade to me. And that trade worked out beautifully. I took off some profits here, as you can see, and then I took off profits here. Okay, so that was a good trade. Now, the other trade that I was shouted out in the room today to watch, I shouted out a couple of things, but then I changed my mind on a bunch of them. But the other one that we just finished and we just closed was MTCH, and here I shouted out also watching MTCH at this level for a short. 67 on MTCH would be better, but I doubt we get it. Okay, and watching MTCH at 67. Now, again, guys, this is not a trade calling room, but I'm going to give out trades, and I'm going to tell you how I managed them if I have the time to do it. But what happened was MTCH jumped up really quickly. Okay, you guys aren't paying for this. Remember, I don't want to hear any criticism from you guys. Oh, you're full of shit, Steve. You're calling trades after the fact. It's a free room, okay? It's a totally free room, right? It's completely free, so I don't want to hear any garbage. All right, so when MTCH did bounce up to 67, that's when I jumped in that trade, right? And again, if you look at the shape of this VWAP, if you look at the shape, this is, again, guys, I just want to repeat this. It's really important. This is a simplified, dumbed down version of what I teach in my full 3 months, 6 to 1 year coaching program. But when we got back up here to 67, you can see here, if I drill in a little bit, we get into an overvalued condition. And then I wanted to be short at 67. Now, what actually triggered me into the trade is this tiny little candle right here. Let's see if I can see it. I can go out here. We get into an overvalued condition. That tiny little candle right there, that stall right there was what got me into the trade. And what I actually was going to use my stop up here around 67.18. So I got into the trade right off of that candle when that candle broke, and we just cracked down. And then I got out of the trade when we went into an undervalued situation down here. And as you can see here, I shouted this all out in the room. Da, 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 da. Getting a little late in the day. I was able to make money on my trade out all Mitch, and that was at 333. Okay, so 333 is right there. That's where I decided to get out. And I'm so glad I did, because it ended up backing up against me. So my read was right on it. Okay, so again, if you're in the room and you're reviewing these trades, forget about following me. I can't type that fast. I do my best to get things in, but it's late, right? I mean, just forget about that. And this is not a room to be following me on short-term scalps. Some of these trades, I'm in them for 10 cents, 15 cents, right? That market's moving fast. By the time I type it in, you're never going to get it. But go back, right? That doesn't mean the room is useless for my day trading. The room is good for my swing trades, which, by the way, let's talk about that really quickly, because we nailed that yesterday, and we're still in that IWM, baby. So right up here yesterday, we got IWM. My first entry was 160.28, and again, all posted in the room. I ended up coming back down here on this retracement right here. I got short again and added to my trade at 159.74. The market came down. I added again right here on this overvalued tap at 159.69, and boom, I took off half the trade down here. I am still in this trade, and I'm going to hold on to this trade. Now let's just look at a daily chart of this, because I'll show you what I'm looking at on this. Okay, so you can see big overvalued candle yesterday, right? Isn't that a thing of beauty? It's a great swing trade. Now, what I was waiting for was I wanted to be clearly underneath this level right here. And once I was underneath this level, I'm going all the way for this liquidity down here. All right, that's my trade. So that the R to R is going to be sick on that. Okay, just think about that, guys. My average cost is 159.86, and I have a stop of this high of the day. Now I'm 1% on this trade. Think about that. Just think about that. Okay, if I nail this, which I believe I'm going to nail it, you'll see that. So I have 1% risk of about 30 cents. Okay, so 2 to 1 on my money right now is 60 cents. Okay, 3 to 1 on my money is $1.20. I already got that. Okay, look what I'm going to get on my money here. If I get this right, that's $16 on 30 cents risk. Now, I don't expect it to happen tomorrow, right? But, I realize this could take a couple of weeks, but I'm short the stock, so I really don't care. I'll be stuck in this. This could push me over 110% on the year, no problem. And there's lots of time before the end of the year for this to go down and retest that level. So I do want to add to the trade and get to 2% on it as well. Now that we're back in underneath this big fat balance area over here, I want to get back in this trade, and I want to hold this trade all the way to 144. Okay? Will it be easy? No, there's probably going to be some bumps along the road, right? It's not going to be a straight line down. It might be. You can see here. There was a straight line down here. It was a straight line up here. It was a straight line down here. This one wasn't as straight, right? And this one was really gappy. But, it might be. All we need is some bad news out of China. And this is going to be a huge trade for me. Okay? It's going to be huge. 30 cents risk on that trade. Now I've scaled out of half, but I do plan on rebuilding that trade. But either way, I'm going to build an entire position all the way down. You tell me anybody else who can risk 30 cents and make $16. Huh, not very many, right? So that's why I highly recommend that you join my room and or you take my full coaching package. I'm telling you guys, there's a lot of people out there selling a lot of stuff, but I'm the real deal. All right, I'm not. I'm the real deal. I've been doing this for 40 years. Am I right all the time? Heck no. Do I have good periods and bad periods? Heck yes. I'm just like everybody else, right? I'm not immune. Those bad periods, I mostly control them. And those good periods, I put the pedal to the metal. And this is one of those trades. It's a pedal to the metal trade, right? It takes one of these a year, and you can be over 40% if you manage it right. Okay? It's a rare situation. They don't happen all the time, but I do get these situations, I'd say, maybe one of these every 2 or 3 months, right? But that's all it takes. It just takes one of these trades every 2 or 3 months, and you can become very wealthy at trading. Okay, thank you, and I love you all. Anything else I want to cover today? No, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, just in my room, please, please, please understand I have limitations as to how fast I can. I type with one finger, guys. Okay, 2 fingers. I have a 2 finger typer, and to top it off, I'm dyslexic. So I might even put in the wrong symbol or the wrong price amounts. Okay, I have a learning disability my entire life. Just go and read my posts. You'll see my spelling is for shit. But thank God I don't make a living as an English teacher. Thank God I make a living as a trader. But as far as following me in the room, especially on these short-term jumpy situations where I have to behave and act fast, please don't do it. Okay? Just watch what I do, then go back and learn from it like we just did tonight. Okay? All right, that's pretty much it. And no complaining, no whining. Otherwise, I just won't even post any day trades in the room at all. Okay? But it is what it is. Okay? These free rooms, if you want to learn what I'm doing, take my course. Or I'll convert this to a paid room. I don't mind, missing 1 or 2 trades and missing a couple of fills if I'm making 5 or 10 grand a month from a paid room, but I'm not. It's free. So, no whining. Okay, love you. Bye for now.